Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've clicked on this video, it means that you want to get into CRNA school. My name is Kwang Huang. I'm currently a first-year CRNA student, and I got accepted to the nurse anesthesia program right after my first year of working as a critical care nurse. I've created a step-by-step guide of what you need to do right now in order to get into your dream CRNA program. So without further ado, let's dive right in. CRNA school, what you need to know now. Number one, GPA is of course crucial for your application into CRNA school. 3.5 is considered competitive, and the more recent GPA is the more important. That's just point blank. Get as many A's that you can in your nursing program, especially your science courses, especially your masters, your OB classes. Those are really important. And of course, when you're starting to take organic chemistry, which we will talk about later, those are crucial as well in order to get an A in them. But overall, a 3.5 GPA or higher is considered competitive, and most of the applicants nowadays will have at least 3.5 or more. Many of them are even reaching the 4.0 GPA. So get as many A's that you can. And if you're currently not having a high GPA, take more courses that can boost your GPA. Usually, the school will look at the most recent courses besides your nursing courses in order to evaluate your GPA. Of course, GPA does not mean everything. There are so many others aspects within the application itself, but GPA is kind of like a benchmark before they even look at your other stuff. So make sure that you take your nursing classes seriously if you're thinking of getting into CRNA school, even when you're currently a nursing student. Secondly, is research and evidence-based practice project. So I know that in most of the nursing program, you will have a research nursing class, and you need to take these research nursing class super seriously. What I meant by that is not only trying to get an A in the course, but also trying to produce an quality evidence-based practice, utilize that time and the resources of the professor to produce a quality project, quality evidence-based practice project to support your applications to CRNA school. Get involved in research symposium at your university. What that means is that usually university will house or create events such as research symposium for students to present their research project via poster types. Those are so important and so beneficial for your CRNA school applications. CRNA school love looking at the research paper, looking at your involvement in research symposium, because eventually at the end of the day, CRNA doctorate program also focuses on the doctoral project, which you will also have to defend and present in your last year. So again, present your capstone project or evidence-based practice at a research poster. Some example that I could think of right now could be something related to ICU, something like daily sedation interruptions in mechanical ventilated patients. Get a research topic that could make you stand out, and that could it's something related to critical care or ICU. Not only is beneficial for your CRNA school applications, but also it is beneficial for landing your first ICU job. Third, of course, in order to get into CRNA school, getting an ICU position is point blank period, no comments. And especially if you want to get into CRNA school within 1 year of working as a critical care nurse, you have to get an ICU position. There's no going around that. So focus on getting an ICU position immediately after you graduate from the program. Most of the nursing program or nursing student will be able to find the ICU positions as soon as 6 months in advance before they even graduate or take the NCLEX. So make sure you secure yourself with an ICU position. Any kind of ICU is accepted. I don't think that there are discriminating against any type of ICU one or another. So any kind of ICU will be good for your application. Don't compare your ICU experience with another person's ICU experience. Personally, I did not get a CV ICU job during my first year. I got a medical and surgical ICU job, and it benefited me greatly regarding learning all of the diseases. it does not hinder my process or my grades during my CRNA school at all. Of course, pass your NCLEX, start working right away. If you have to choose between a non-ICU job in a big hospital and an ICU job in a smaller hospital, pick the ICU job, even though it's in a smaller community hospital or less beds. Of course, the bigger the hospital, the more experience, the more opportunity that you have with sicker patients, the better your experience and your confidence will be when you interview into CRNA school. And of course, it's benefit for your knowledge based. However, if you want to get into CRNA school, pick the ICU job at a smaller hospital, and you can always get another ICU after that. Your first job as a nurse is so important in determining the rest of your career. And I highly recommend starting in an ICU job. There you will have the experience and the confidence to work in any other unit. Okay. Fourth is preparing for your CCRN exam. What is CCRN exam? CCRN exam is the critical care nurse exam that is American Society of Critical Care Nurses. Most of the school require this, but some school does not require it. But having a CCRN signifies that you have the knowledge of a critical care nurse. And not only this is so important for you working as a critical care nurse to know all of the updated informations about critical care, about medicines, vasopressors, centralized, things like that, but also it is super beneficial for your CRNA school applications. The CCRN exam is a hard exam, and you have to accrue at least certain amount of hours in order to be able to take the exam, because you have to include your manager name and contact information in order for you to take the exam. Usually, when you work overtime within your first year, you'll be able to acquire enough hours. I have a separate video all about CCRN exam if you want to watch. It's super beneficial for you. Anyway, CC exam, aiming for a passing score of 87. Of course, if you want to pass, it's 87 or higher in order to pass, if I don't forget. But a score above 100 is considered highly competitive. So if you score more than 100, include it in your resume. Okay, if you score more than 100, include that in your resume beside the CCRN certifications. A tip is that I not only attach my certificate of CCRN, but also the score sheet. If you score above 100, I highly recommend attach the score sheet as well with your certifications in nursing CAS when you send in your applications. But if you score less than 100, as long as you pass this and have the certifications, it's already a huge boost for your applications. Fifth is new graduate nursing residency. So most of the new nursing job nowadays will have new graduate nursing residency project as the project for you to do in order to graduate that 16 or 12 weeks of training as a new grad nurse and before you fly solo working and taking patients. So make sure you take it seriously, do a poster presentations, or at least make a paper. I know that now we're working and nobody grades us on, but if you're thinking of going to CRNA school, it's kind of a huge boost for your application and letting the program director see that you are into nursing improvement, evidence-based practice, project for your unit, things like that. So makes your project related to ICU or critical care. And even if your hospital nurse residency program doesn't even require this project, you can always do it yourself as a unit project, as something that you do to improve your unit, and you can try it out in your unit, or just do it and send it to your manager, get some opinion about it, things that you see within your ICU that you see that needs improvement. You can do paper and research about it, and it shows the program director that you are involved in the patient care, you are involved in the unit, and you want to improve the nursing field. And that is just so important when you apply for CRNA school if you want to get accepted. So some example, again, sedation interruption in ventilated patients. Sedation is related to anesthesia. Ventilation is also related to anesthesia. So of course, it's a huge boost for your applications. Rapid sequence intubation, things that always happen in the ICU that we need to rapidly intubate patient with zero consciousness or patient that need rapid sequence intubations, okay? And lastly, another example is ICU bedside procedure checklist. We usually do thoracentesis, paracentesis, central line placement, everything that you guys do in the ICU, you can do like a procedure checklist where the new graduate nurses or the new nurses that the travel nurses come to the hospital can take a look at what you need to grab, what things that your providers want, things like that. So this is your opportunity to show anesthesia program director that you're highly involved in the nursing care. Okay, 6 is, of course, research school requirements. Research multiple CRNA program. Of course, don't rely on just one program. Pick at least 2 to 3 school, preferably those using nursing CAS. In my experience, when I applied to CRNA school, nursing CAS simplifies the application process significantly. It centralizes all of the submissions. Usually you only need to input one time your informations, and then you can go and then it's applied to all of the program that you applied. Of course, you still have to manually attach each certifications or requirements of different school. But overall, I felt that nursing CAS simplify and really make a difference in my applications. So keep your plans private, keep it a secret until you're ready to ask for letters of recommendations, okay? Do not tell anyone, especially your manager, and do not tell them that you want to get into CRNA school. Next, 7, taking extra courses. Only required courses, please. Do not go ahead and take extra classes that the program that you are interested in do not require. Unless you have a low GPA and you need to boost your GPA up, then you can go ahead and take some other courses that your program may not require. But of course, prioritize the courses that the program required. Most of the program will require organic chemistry. Some may require biostatistic or physics or even advanced statistic. So depend on the school requirements, then you can go ahead and take those courses. I took them online 16 weeks and make sure you get an A in these courses because these will be your most recent GPA. So it will be what the school will look into and evaluate because they only like to look at the most recent GPA. Prepare for the GRE if your school or the school that you're required, are you interested in, required to take your GRE. It's like a standardized test that tests your English skill and knowledge, verbal reasoning, and critical thinking in order to get into graduate school. Most of the school nowadays do not require. It's not a huge requirement anymore. At least for the whole 3 programs that I apply, I did not have to take GRE test. 8, personal statement and unique story. Of course, personal statement and essay requirements are things that every school will require, and your personal statement is critical. It's the thing about you. It tells who are you. It tells how confident you are. It shares what you can bring to the table, the field, the program, and whether you can sustain through the program. So share a unique story that connects your passion for anesthesia with your background, where you're from, your talents, or even hobbies, what you are really good at besides nursing, what you're really proud of. I mentioned, for example, how I came from Vietnam, and I came from a family with the traditions of making tissue paper, and how my process of traveling or starting my moving from Vietnam and came to the US and start my nursing career, and now anesthesia. Is something unique about me. So make sure that you find something unique about you that you can relate to your passion in anesthesia, anything, even your hobbies. So make sure you include that you have prepared financially for CRNA school. It does not mean that you have like a huge saving, but show them that or mention that in your personal statement or your essays that you have been aware of your plan going to CRNA school and how financially have you prepared for that change, or what research that you have done in order to prepare yourself for CRNA school. Either you have done extensive research about loans for graduate student, or you have support that you can always mention that in your personal statement as well, and I highly recommend it because it shows that you have the mindset of getting accepted. Whether this school accept you or not, you already have a mindset of financially prepared for this school, a unique story about you, and that you are going to get accepted. Next is shadowing a CRNA. So shadowing a CRNA can be definitely a game changer. Most of the program don't require it, but some program does require you to shadow a CRNA for a certain amount of hours. But either or, shadowing a CRNA is so important as well. Not only it's you prove to yourself and you show yourself that what you will do in the future, and whether you like this or not, this will be your job in the future, whether you like this or not. So shadow CRNA is so important, and it is really beneficial for your applications for anesthesia school as well. And a tip that I personally think of myself is that when working as a nurse, I call the hospital surgical unit or the OR, and I ask for the manager or the OR, the cases manager, email and request a shadowing opportunities. I'm sure that any of the manager, and I guarantee you that they will schedule you or give you the opportunity to shadow a CRNA. Just introduce yourself and mention that you're working in the ICU and you want an opportunity to shadow a CRNA. Yeah, take that phone call, be confident, and ask for a chance to shadow a CRNA. You don't have to look up online or anything like that. Within your hospital, you can always call your OR managers and get a CRNA shadowing opportunity. After shadowing, get the CRNA signature and log your hours. You can print the form online. Just search CRNA logs forms. It will show up, and you can get their signature, or you can even make one yourself. Or if you want, follow me on my Instagram and DM me. I'll send it to you. And after that, you have to reflect on your experience in your application. What it means is that go on a Word document, write down what question that you've asked them and what was their answers, and also what you felt about your whole experience at the end, and then sign your name and date it, and that's it. Show the program that you have done your research about the career that you want to enter, and also show them that you take this seriously. Next is resume. Resume is so important. Literally everything on here I say is important, but make your resume stand out. I don't mean include pictures or do all these colors and stuff like that. It's not necessary. What I meant is that your GPA, your research projects, details about your AICU experience, and be specific of what you did. Mention your patient population, mention the central line that you monitor, mention how proficient you are in managing CRT, mention how sick your patient are, things like that regarding your ICU experience, your nursing experience. Don't worry about the length of the resume. 2+ pages are fine. Mine personally was 3 pages. We are not applying to a tech company or something that we need to a concise resume. You're applying to a CRN program. You want to show them all of your achievement, all of your qualification, all of your awards and experience, which should be on the first page, and your involvement with the unit, your volunteers, things like that is so important. Focus on showing your dedication and readiness for a CRN school. Okay, next we have interview. Again, always relate your unique story to your passion for anesthesia. How make you stand out. All of the applicants who got into this point of getting an interview already are super competitive. Most everyone have met or the benchmark, or even above or beyond the benchmark that the school required. Therefore, you need to be unique. You need to be yourself. You need to make yourself memorable. If you have an MSN, if you are a highly achievable nursing student, your hobbies, things that make you proud of, things that you think that can make the program director remember you and like you, and that's unique about you, then you already win half of the battle. Always be confident, be overconfident, be super confident, but be honest and don't be arrogant. Why do I mention honest? Because if you don't know what they ask, tell them that you don't know. Tell them that you don't know. However, try to answer what you know around the topic. Try your best to answer what you know around the topic. Okay? Know why you want to join the profession. Know why you're passionate about anesthesia. Because they will ask. That's it. They will ask. So prepared. Next is if they give you a case scenario. So for this, you either know or you either don't. But of course, in any case scenario, be calm and focus on your nursing knowledge, airway, vital signs, and be prepared. Be prepared at home before the interview. Know your vasopressors, know your patient population, the people you are taking care of every day. Know anaphylaxis, know ventilator troubleshooting, know your vital signs limits, know your central line, know your machines, CDRT, balloon pump, things like that, and be prepared and be calm in all situations. So we've come to the end, the final thoughts. So that was the roadmap to CRNA school success. Remember GPA, ICU experience, CRN score, shadowing, and a strong application make all the difference. So follow me on Instagram for more tips and check my Instagram bio for all the links, including my resume and the forms if you want. And I hope it will help you to achieve your acceptance letter into CRA school. Thank you so much for watching this video and good luck. You got this.